U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo insists that Washington will never ask Southeast Asian allies to take sides as tensions continue to rise with its rival China. He made the remarks after meeting Chinese Foreign Minister Wang on the sidelines of the ASEAN Foreign Ministers meeting in Bangkok today. The pair discussed bilateral relations, the One China policy and denuclearization talks with North Korea. Both sides said the talks were positive.
We each are aimed at the singular objective of making sure that the relationship between the two countries is successful. While we were here, we were wrapping up a set of trade negotiations. The United States was wrapping up a set of trade negotiations in China. We are working with them on many fronts, but we were also very candid about the places we are hoping China will behave in ways that they are not behaving today.
蓬佩奥国务卿明确地表示，特朗普总统还有美国政府都无意来遏制中国的发展，希望中美的经贸的磋商能够顺利地向前推进。美国国务卿还重申美国政府坚持一个中国的政策和3个联合公报的规定。
For the latest from the ASEAN meetings, let's cross over now to our correspondent there, Saksith Sayasombat, who is in Bangkok. Saksith, US-China trade tensions, they dominated meetings today. What came out of today's talks?
Yes, indeed. The talks between the Chinese Foreign Minister Wang and his American counterpart, Secretary of State Mike Pompeo, have dominated the ASEAN Foreign Ministers meeting here in Bangkok. And just not too long ago, over there on the stage behind me, Mike Pompeo came out and had a press conference, a very brief one, emphasizing that the talks between him and his Chinese colleague have been, quote-unquote, professionals, and that there has been an understanding of how to move things forward in this ongoing trade dispute between China and the United States, and that sentiment has also been reiterated by his Chinese colleague Wang who also said that there has been an understanding between the two of them, and that talks will continue, and also building up upon the agreement, upon the mutual understanding that their leaders, President Xi Jinping of China and President Donald Trump, had earlier this year at the G20 summit in Osaka.
Saksith, any other major revelations from the ministers' meetings today?
Well, you might be mistaken that this is an ASEAN foreign ministers meeting, considering that there's so many other countries taking part in it, also including one of the headlines today was a meeting between the foreign ministers of South Korea and Japan, talking about their trade dispute that has been ongoing for a while now. But the foreign minister of South Korea has said to the press that there's still quite a big gap between the two countries before they are near any resolution. And also on the sidelines, much to the surprise of some observers, one country that has also attended here is the United Kingdom, as it is going to prepare for a post-Brexit world and as is seeking allies here. And this is what the new Foreign Secretary of the United Kingdom, Dominic Raab, has told me earlier today in an interview.
One of the advantages of coming out of the EU is to be a more energetic global power when it comes to free trade, and that's win-win for the countries of this region and the United Kingdom, because we can boost jobs on both sides. We also want to make sure we are a responsible global citizen, and that means working with the countries in the region on security challenges and making sure we've got that regional stability, which is good for everyone, and also looking at some of those global challenges which we're all vested in, like climate change and sustainable development.
Well, Friday is the last day of this three-day meeting here in Bangkok. We will have the East Asia Summit and also the ASEAN regional forums, where all of these countries, not only the ASEAN countries, but also many more countries from outside of the region, coming here and talk about the issues and the topics that are of interest today.
All right, many thanks for that, Saksith Sayasombat, speaking to us from Bangkok.